There are things we see and things that remain invisible. And when we look at a designer sofa, what it shows us is its shape, its surface. But it's everything that isn't seen that makes the difference, everything that remains invisible. And it's precisely this world that I want to show you in this video. Welcome to the making of a designer sofa. When you visit the Milan Design Week, what you will see is a spread of sofas, all perfectly aligned and all beautiful. But how many of them tell a story? How many of them have behind them a journey of research, innovation, and people who put their effort and passion? In every detail, this is the difference between any sofa and a project with a soul designed for you. Showing this process also means giving those who choose a sofa the chance to do so with greater awareness, to understand what is behind it, why certain choices make a difference, and why BertO focuses on quality, comfort, and ergonomics, or a precise way of designing. Behind every BertO sofa, there is a long journey that starts from an idea and reaches the homes of our customers. And today we explain the 4 fundamental steps capable of transforming an intuition into a true design element made in Meda. The initial step is a true creative spark, namely the meeting between the designer and the company.
Everything starts from an idea, but an idea alone is not enough. A vision is needed, a clear and shared objective, the ability to transform an intuition into a concrete product.
And this is where the first fundamental step occurs, namely the meeting between the designer and myself.
With Filippo, sharing is practically daily. We were in touch almost every day to determine what the future of BertO would be. We start from a blank sheet, but with super precise and all-encompassing ideas. Then a project is developed, in this case, an extremely elegant and innovative project with technology inside, but also with comfort developed in a very original way.
I know BertO's objectives, and I bring our values, and I imagine the role that the new sofa will have in the homes of those who choose it, and also the role it will have within the existing collections, such as the furniture accessories collection.
In this case, a sofa carries with it an entire collection that must be coordinated together. So there are coffee tables, there are armchairs, fabrics, but also all the colors, even the backgrounds. We imagine ourselves as competent, the home BertO, what it should be.
The designer studies this vision and outlines its forms. They study proportions, lines, volumes, materials, seeking innovative solutions that make the project unique.
For the 𝗷𝗵𝗁 sofa, I wanted to have an immediate perception of comfort and an innovative comfort, because we wanted to give this sofa the ability to transform so that anyone can find their comfort. Another important aspect of the 𝗷𝗵𝗁 is its elegance, its linearity, its horizontality, with taut lines, very low, very thin, and also the technology. We wanted to give the sofa an additional function, take it to the next level.
A beautiful, creative dialogue is born, with ideas that confront each other, suggestions that intertwine, and insights that take shape.
It's about creating a new language, providing an innovative response to the ways of living in contemporary spaces.
The inspiration for every new project comes from curiosity towards all aspects of design, but also towards reality in general. Inspiration can truly arise from everyday life. To create a new project, we don't just limit ourselves to the design of a single product, but we ask for a story behind it made of research. It continues with the materials, with the fabrics.
The second step in the creation of a designer sofa is one of the most important, namely, the transformation of an idea into a perfect technical project. Once the vision is defined, it's time to translate it into something achievable. This is where the technical office and research and development come into play.
In these 2 years, we are creating some special, highly technological models. 𝗥𝗲𝗢, which has its own technology inside, leading to 𝗷𝗵𝗁, which has impressive modularity and components.
In this phase, all the technical and structural aspects of the sofa are studied. The materials must ensure resistance, durability, comfort, and sustainability.
We try to understand which material to use for each individual piece, and we conduct numerous tests. For example, in the new 𝗷𝗵𝗀 sofa, we have extensively studied the ergonomics of the seating. It must not only be beautiful, but above all, it must be comfortable. Therefore, we conducted many tests on the webbing, using various material densities to achieve optimal comfort in a very reduced thickness.
The ergonomics are studied. Every curve, every angle, every detail is tested to ensure maximum comfort.
The architect's goal was to keep the cushion very low, with a very sleek aesthetic. So this was the first objective. The second objective was the backrest cushion. We have it in two versions, the single and the double. The double is an absolute novelty, because no one had ever thought of a backrest situation like this, because the backrest can be used in two types: a relaxed version, so when one lies completely on the sofa, and one in a position, a slightly more composed reading position. And so this backrest can be placed over a sub-backrest in the relaxed position, or in a position in front of this backrest. As for the reading position,
Every sofa must be a step forward compared to the past, introducing elements of technological innovation in the sector.
Certainly, the armrest is one of the most distinctive elements. This armrest has the shape of a cushion, but at the same time, it can be replaced by a solid wood tray. Our designer's requirement for this tray was specifically to indeed provide the public a wireless charger, and to ensure this functionality, we conducted several tests, working with very thin layers to achieve optimal functionality and successfully complete this mission.
And here comes into play the expertise of what we call Made in Meda, a unique knowledge in the world that has been passed down through generations and continues to evolve, thanks to collaboration with designers, managers, technicians, departments, research and development, and professionals. At this stage, our sofa becomes an increasingly detailed project and ready for the next phase, which is the creation of the prototype, the birth of the first version of our designer sofa.
I am a prototypist, and I am responsible for turning the ideas of designers and architects into reality through the technical office. Being a prototypist means creating the first sofa, the template, from which all other elements will be developed.
From technical drawings to reality. And this, personally, is one of the most exciting moments ever, when the sofa takes shape for the first time, when the project becomes material and volume.
We test every single detail of the sofa, from leather and fabric coverings, to structures, to polyurethane padding, and even the manufacturing techniques.
In this phase, the first structures are created and the padding is tested to find the right balance between support and softness, which at BertO we call lasting comfort over time. Samples of the first selected coverings are produced, which are then tested to enhance the shapes and details.
Shall I give a few examples? For 𝗤𝗖, to achieve the current comfort, we conducted more than 50 different tests on the padding. And for the 𝗷𝗵𝗀, on the other hand, just for the fabric part, which was specially made. For this sofa, I created 128 different templates from one another.
At this stage, the sofa is continuously improved with small adjustments, changes to materials, and new technical solutions. It is the moment when every detail is perfected to achieve excellence. The sofa is finally ready to be produced and to officially enter the BertO catalogues. The fourth phase in the creation of a designer sofa is the transition from production to showrooms. Here, the sofa finally meets the customer.
Finally, the work of BertO's interior design office comes into play. So the new collection is placed within our sales spaces, our showrooms. It is given a home and efforts are made to make it. Organic continuation of what is the collection, the narrative, so to speak, of BertO. The customer must fall in love.
It's the final step and perhaps the most exciting one. It's the moment when the sofa, born from an idea and developed with care and perfected in every single detail, enters our showrooms. But it's not enough to simply display it. Every sofa is an event. It's a piece of design that changes the way people experience emotions in their own home. For this reason, we undertake a whole series of processes to present it in the best possible way. Through photo and video shoots, but, above all, through an internal design academy that enables our furnishing consultants to convey all these emotions. And the setups we create in our showrooms are studied in every single detail to enhance it and allow our customers to experience it in the most authentic way.
What seems like a simple product placement operation is actually the result of a complex, lengthy, delicate process. This is not perceived, and that is the purpose. It must be as natural an integration as possible, but all our customers, regardless of their homes, tastes, or passions, must be able to perceive the new product entering the new showroom as their own.
This is the final stage in the birth of a designer sofa, the one where it becomes part of people's lives, bringing with it all the value of design made in Meda. We have reached the end of this journey and being able to share with you the birth of a designer sofa. For me, it means giving the opportunity to choose, with greater awareness. This is certainly an authentic story, BertO, but I am convinced that it is also a story of our country, a country that has in its DNA the culture of doing high-quality manufacturing. A country that is a world leader in fashion, design, and everything related to lifestyles. And if we want this identity, like our Made in Meda, to have a future, we must tell it, make it visible. Discover the design of BertO sofas in the showroom nearby and experience everything I've talked about in this video.